attack, but the bolt does hit.
Even if I'm right next to her?
Not if you're at disadvantage, then you can't sneak attack.
Curses.
What? Why am I at disadvantage?
Because you're using hand crossbow. It has a 30-footer range. You're 40 feet away.
Damn. No, well, I'm not gonna just send in.
But, I mean, you could have just shot before you moved.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you want to have done that instead?
Yeah, I will have done that instead.
Okay. The bolt hits her straight in her neck, and blood starts to spurt out everywhere. The only revenant that really looks too injured at the moment is Melvis. Even that well-placed bolt barely made Alejandria flinch.
Down here. And that's it. Oops, the wrong button.
Oh, you just gave yourself a long rest. This is why
Nothing really changes for me.
Alright. Sorry, I tried to take that button off so you can't accidentally click it. There we go. Alright, Brew, you're stunned. You're paralyzed. Scamp.
I'm gonna try and produce flame at Melvis.
Get him.
That is a hit.
Nice.
And as he opens his mouth to say another word, the produced flame just goes straight into his face, and he catches on fire and burns to the ground. Ah!
That is a marked improvement.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and put we'll do 4 Fey energy dice into Pavel.
Yay!
So 18
Good
plus 4 temp.
That's good.
22.
Boom! The old kill heal double punch.
Darius.
I am going to leave my spiritual weapon where it is for a second. And I'm going to glare over at the scamp wannabe and use my Planar Warrior ability and make some whip attacks.
Okay.
Gotta whip it. Whip it real
That is a
good.
hit. And
Nice.
an extra 1d8 force damage. Alright, the whip just explodes on impact, kind of ripping a big chunk out of her. She looks hurt now.
Second attack will miss.
You get the whip, like you do some, like you try to do a bit of flair with that whip, and it just gets all like tangled up and it's like wrapped around your leg, and it's like got a knot in it, and then you just like trying to undo the knot. It's very awkward.
Oh, well.
Alright, knowing that you guys are not going to let this this elf through, she's just going to start attacking. And she fails against the moonbeam, but she out-regenerates the damage dealt by that. And she is going to... she's going to try and grab you, Darius. Make an athletics or an acrobatics check. She's trying to put both arms onto your shoulders. And she grapples you.
Alright.
And she's going to step back and drag you into the moonbeam.
Okay.
Now, I think if you enter the moonbeam, you take damage. So you need to make a Constitution save.
Sorry.
Nice.
I like to think of it more as a warm embrace, really.
You take
As she's dragging me back, I'm just like, oh, you wanted a kiss!
6
here.
radiant, and then she lets go of you, and then she just moves past you. So 10. She gets up to here, and she will provoke from you, Darius.
I have a question. She's technically not on my threat range with my whip, but she's past the 5 feet. Is it only is like my total threat range or just my?
The whip's got a 10-foot reach, so yeah, she hasn't left the
Yeah.
whip reach.
Just clarifying this all. Okay.
Alright, no opportunity attack. She ends her turn there.
Well, no, that's why I was asking, because if she's still technically within my threat range, I thought the opportunity attack had to leave the threat range.
Well, for the whip, it's 10 feet.
Okay, so so it's just depending on whatever attack I use.
Well, yeah, you can
alright.
you could do like an unarmed strike or something with an opportunity attack.
Oh,
I think.
no,
I don't think it's like a. I don't think it has to be a weapon. The opportunity attack. I could be wrong about that though, but you could also do a cantrip like that.
Oh.
All right, she'll make a wisdom save, and she resists.
Damn it!
Spell has no effect on her. Ah, time to. Kind of Regis takes his fist and pommels it into the flat of his other palm. Time to teach you some manners. The way of the night. I'll teach you how to be a proper fighter, he says to you, Brew. And then he just takes like the cheapest shot you've ever seen. Like reels back his fist.
He's got the command on him though.
That's right. And he does regenerate. And then as he goes to punch you, Brew, he just his fist is forced down and he just very, very slowly punches the ground. Like he just touches his fist onto the ground. That is how you do it, he says.
Huh. Well done. I would say thank you, Roland, but I'm paralyzed.
And you're not paralyzed anymore, so you can say thank you now.
Before my
Thanks, good
turn,
buddy.
you
problem.
skipped over Brienne.
Oh, did I? Oh yes, how did she get skipped over? I must have accidentally double clicked it. Brienne's gonna go now then.
Fair.
And she is going to regenerate. Her injuries heal up. And she's just going to she's gonna glare at you, Pavel. Make a wisdom saving throw.
No.
Stay right there.
Luck.
Alright, use another lucky. Make a wisdom save. Roll another d20. And she just lowers your gun again. When will you learn? Do not point that at people. So you're paralyzed. Whoops. So yeah, that was your turn then, Pavel. Paralyzed. Roland, you're up.
Alright, let's pop around the corner. Let me check the range of this spell really quickly. It is 60 feet, so I should be good. I will bonus action command Brienne to grovel.
Cool.
You bitch.
She turns to you. Stay out of this! And then whips her head back around towards Pavel. Rubs her hands together.
I think not. And I will viciously mock her. Shit.
La 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 la, she says.
Big ol' +6 to that sucker. That sucks. Yeah, that was just kind of a shit turn for Roland. Well, that's really all I can do.
Dagger.
Okay. Okay, I will shoot Alejandro.
That's a hit. You sink a crossbow bolt into her side, and this putrid undead blood continues to drip down her armor. She looks even more hurt. Her wounds slowly regenerate, however. Brew.
I still feel like I could be a bit angrier again. So, bonus action.
Okay, go back into another rage.
I'll get reckless and swing it.
That's a hit. Alright, radiant energy and fire just explodes off of the blade. And she staggers. She's about to drop. These terrible burning injuries swathe through her.
And then I'll reach out with my left hand and attempt to grapple Regis while he's prone.
Alright. There's nothing he can do about that. You grab onto him.
Hey, little buddy. I try to do the thing where you're holding somebody who's shorter than you away from you by the face.
Right, yeah, you just
Try to do.
You just like face plant him onto the ground. Scamp.
I am going to try and go. I'm gonna drop Moonbeam. No more concentration. Don't want to hit Darius. I don't want to hit Brew. And then I want to try and frostbite Miss Moonglow.
Your arch enemy. And her elven ears begin to freeze up, as do her arms and her nails. Her arms are glowing bright blue with frost, and you could pretty much just flick her and you reckon she'll shatter at this stage. She also has disadvantage on her next weapon attack. Darius.
I'll take a step in and make my 2 attacks with my Vicious Whip against the Kneeling Knight.
You're at disadvantage. That is a miss.
Why?
Because he's prone.
But it's a melee weapon.
It doesn't matter if it's a melee weapon. If you're further than 5 feet away, your attacks have disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I would have.
That's a very hard shot for you to make. You're trying to fight through Leandra and Brienne. He's on the ground. Bruce holding him down, and
that's fair. I'll make my second attack against Miss Moonglow.
that hits her, and she just shatters into chunks of fleshy ice that scatter all over the ground.
I will use my bonus action spiritual weapon attack against Mr. Kneeling Knight.
Alright, you need to move up, and otherwise you're going to be at disadvantage. That's a hit.
Here, right next.
You're the one making the attack, not the spiritual weapon. You're angling the spiritual weapon. You're merely guiding it. You need to like still see what you're attacking, and you're the one trying to angle it down to hit. But you still do hit.
Oh, whoops.
And the gauntlet just whacks him over the face.
Learning new things.
If you were next to him, you would have had advantage, because attacks within 5 feet have advantage. Alright, Brienne. She's completely uninjured from regenerating. And she's going to attack Pavel. That hits. She just pommels you. You've got no defense against it. She just turns you around, slaps you as hard as she can across the face for 46 points of damage. That snaps you out of your paralysis. And she brings back her hand and tries to slap you again. And that misses you. Brew. Make a wisdom saving throw. Regis glares at you as you're grappling him. You'll not hold me down. This is a coward maneuver. But you completely ignore it this time. You succeed the saving throw.
It's
I give him a
called
noogie?
Tactics.
Fight like an honorable revenant, he says. Pavel.
Bonus action, second wind.
Oh, good roll.
As she lowered my pistol back down, I bring it back up, aim it at her, but then in reality, I'm actually aiming at Regis. Actually, no, wait, I should move this way. There you go. Now I'm aiming at Regis with advantage.
Yeah, you have advantage.
Nice work.
For a second, I almost forgot. And it's gonna be sharpshooter because it's advantage, so hopefully let the damage rain down upon him.
Yeah, their armor is all kind of tattered and torn, and you can see that it's deteriorated since you last fought them. Even his plate mail is rusted and it's got holes in it. And that is a direct hit. Just breaking straight through his armor. That's a hit. You fire your second shot. You sink another bullet directly into him. And that third shot is a direct hit. He's trying to move around. Bruce holding him down there, and you just point the pistol directly onto his back and blow another hole through him, and undead blood starts to drip out, forming a pool at the base of him.
Pow pow.
Alright, I will bonus action command Brienne to grovel yet again.
Okay. She'll make a wisdom saving throw. And la 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 la. It's hard to stop these things in all different aspects.
She's rolling very well. It's not like we have small DCs. I will, in that case, I will firebolt her.
That's a hit.
Nice.
And direct hit. Poof! A big blossom of fire wafts up as it starts to burn through her flesh.
And I will do.
Dagger.
I don't want to get too close. I will. I'll just bonus action dash up to him. And stabby stab with my rapier.
Direct hit.
Dead.
Not quite. You hit him in the neck, but he doesn't really need to breathe, and although blood fills his mouth and just forms a pool around his base, he's still alive. Well, semi-alive.
And I will come back out. Come back out over here.
He's gonna try and kick you as you move away. At disadvantage. And he misses.
Okay.
Brew.
Yeah, so Brew's holding in there. Brew will be like, honor, hey. You know, back aboard my first ship, my captain mom, she used to talk about pirate honor, and it's a good thing. And so I'll push him away, and while he's like still prone, I'll sort of bow and then attack recklessly with my flaming sword.
Alright, you let go of him?
Oh wait, I'll be reckless. It's too late, even though I don't even need to.
Okay. Alright, you let go of him, place both hands on that sword and bring it straight down onto him. Direct hit. You hit him straight in the chest, and his eyes glare one more time. I'll be back for you. You have no honor. I'll kill all of you.
Do it.
And then he just
You fought.
explodes into flame, and his corpse smolders.
And then I'll. Where are we here? Yeah, I'll swing at.
That's a hit. And you slash straight through her. She steps back. She's injured slightly. But she just shakes her hand, getting ready to just reel it back at Pavel and slap him across the face. Scamp.
Get a peek around the corner and frostbite at the last remaining remnant.
And the spell works. That hand that she's reeling up, getting ready to swing at Pavel, freezes up. And she'll have disadvantage on the next attack. Darius.
Sorry, I was just testing something. I will glare at her, striking her with my Planar Warrior, and
That's a hit.
is that first? It's a hit. So
Alright.
it's 10 plus the Planar Warrior.
The force just cuts straight through her, breaking off a bit of her flesh. Another hit. And you strike her again. She looks hurt now. No bonus action?
The bonus action is the Planar Warrior. I have to
okay.
physically glare at her. It's my bonus action.
Alright, even with these injuries that are afflicting her, she does continue to regenerate. But her hand is all icy. It doesn't stop her from just sort of clenching it and making a disadvantage swing at Pavel. And
Shield.
okay, her fist hits your shield and just all the ice breaks off of it. It was a direct hit. It stopped an inch away from your face. She shakes her hand around a little bit, and she just tries to punch even harder this time. And the fist it just completely misses. And you're up, Pavel.
I'm gonna bring. Oh, that's why you didn't use. Sorry about that. Yeah, there you go. And Pavel's gonna bring up the gun to her, cock it back, but then at the last moment, uncock it, put it back in his pocket, look at her and tell her, "You're not even worth the bullets." And he's gonna drop the gun, take out Tirlai, and start slashing.
You could do me a favor and just die, she says.
How about no?
That's a hit.
Ignore the negative
A
fire.
shot. Are you throwing it at her?
Yes.
Alright, you slice off her, kind of just hit her, and sword kind of, it glances her ever so slightly. That's another hit. And this time you slice straight across her. And then she just runs at you and you end up fumbling around. She gets too close for you to effectively swing the sword before you have to push her off of you. Rolling.
Alright. Since I still have the command up and I don't want to waste it, I'm going to try to command her to grovel again.
And this time she looks at you and just grimaces as she's being slowly forced down onto the ground.
I laugh at her as I throw some fire at her.
That is a miss. It just
Too busy laughing.
goes straight over her head. Dagger.
Let's see. I will shoot at her.
That is a miss. As you got Brew in the way there, he's giving cover to her, and you end up just
Damn.
hitting the wall.
Sorry.
Brew.
Reckless.
That's a hit. And that was a tremendous blow. You just slash her, and like all the skin is burnt off of her face. This grievous wound is slashed diagonally across her chest and waist, and she stumbles back, like putting a bloody handprint on the wall. That is another hit. And you stab her directly in the chest. Fire explodes up. You expect her to die, but as you pull the blade up, you don't know what it is that keeps her still standing, but she gets back up to her feet, drenched in blood and soot, and just glares at Pavel. "I won't stop," she says.
You honor Tempest with your fury. Remember, if you kill Pavel, you're done.
I could think of no sweeter release.
I'm going to produce flame at her.
That is a hit. Alright, as she's proclaiming this, Scamp, you come around the corner and just lob a ball of fire across the hall. It hits her, splashing onto her, and she erupts in flame. She screams as she falls to the ground, burning to death, and just swears these vile epithets. "I'll be back! I'll find a new body to inhabit! This isn't the last you'll see of me. My soul yearns for revenge."
I didn't quite catch that last bit. Over the muttering and the pulling of your...
It was! She's not quite dead yet. And then she just melts down to a puddle. Goop.
Well, that was kind of refreshing for them to come drop by, say hello again.
We are burning time. We need to... If we're going to do this, we need to go do it. Everyone take account. Anyone grievously injured?
Roland raises his hand. I'm hurt fairly badly.
I'm kind of hurt, but I'm okay.
Alright.
Can we afford a short rest?
That would be nice.
Can we afford a short rest? Let's put that in perspective.
I mean, we gotta think about it. This House of Render, even though we're coming at them, we just had a Heroes Feast. I feel like we have time.
You've been
Been
like
gone
in
for
the
several days.
Yeah, you've been like gone for several days. You can't imagine an hour is going to have any impactful difference. So, you guys can take a short rest.
Oh, do we know how long it takes for Revenants to come back?
Make a religion check.
Not my strong suit, but we'll try.
Damn it. Brew.
He spent a lot of time talking to a priest. It was the most impactful thing he's listened to. Whoa!
So, you guys recall the lore you know about Revenants. So they form from the soul of a mortal who's met a cruel fate, an undeserving fate. They claw their way back into the world to seek revenge against the ones who have wronged them. They reclaim their mortal body, and they kind of resemble zombies, but their eyes are far from lifeless. Instead, they burn with a hate and anger that drives them, a yearning longment for revenge. They have exactly 1 year to exact this revenge, and if their adversary dies, or if the Revenant fails to kill the adversary before its time runs out, they just crumble to dust and the soul fades into the afterlife, as you saw with killing the weasel once he learned that Nox was dead. You cannot hide from a revenant, no matter what magic you have to conceal yourselves. They will find you. You cannot hide from them, and they're virtually unstoppable once they're coming for you. They will always know where you are. They'll know how far away you are, and they can, obviously, as you've seen, seek more than one adversary, but they usually pursue one at a time. You may have had, depending on who you just killed, they may have you as an adversary now too. Usually they'll take care of the creature that dealt the killing blow, and even if their body is destroyed, their soul flies out to seek a new corpse in which to resume its hunt, and that hunt will begin in 24 hours.
Oh fuck.
So
Are there any spells to trap souls?
Well, no.
Yeah.
What we need to do is not
There is.
trap them in like an iron cage.
You could make an Arcana check, Roland. You're like you're sure that there's probably like some very, very high level spells that could do something, but nothing you're thinking of. But you think, there's like Soul Cage that may work, and it's about all you can come up with at the moment.
That's a particularly nasty spell, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Are we short resting here?
you could make them attune to a ring of mind shielding and then kill them.
Like force them to attune to it.
Well,
I would say let's rest here. I think
it's
it's
a
safe
blind
to
alley.
spell,
Yeah, blind tunnel, I think. Unless
And,
something comes through the port.
I don't
just
think the
got real
Revenant's
dark.
coming back anytime soon. Well, it's because Brew walked away.
Sorry.
Alright, everyone take a short rest.
If you're using hit die, remember to also roll a d8 for Song of Rest.
And remember, the hero's feast hit points can be healed.
Also, just to foreshadow, can I make a cooking roll? I brought a cooking kit.
You did
I'm
it!
not quite
Nice!
proficient. Not quite proficient yet, so it wouldn't do anything.
Alright. You're gonna cook something up. Make a intelligence check, Brew. Alright, maybe you've just got this one recipe that you learned from the galleys of your ship. Let me take a look at cooking utensils, because I know there's some sort of benefit you can get.
It's the you can get, I think, +1 hit point per hit die during short rest or during rest. Short rest.
Yeah.
If I read it correctly.
Where is it? Why can I not find it? What are they called? Not called cooker's tools. They're called
Cook's
Cooking
utensils.
utensils. Okay. Like a. But let me see. I think you need proficiency to actually effectively
I
use
think-
them.
I expect so. I was just sort of trying to foreshadow because I have 9 weeks of downtime, and I think that's what I'll spend it on. next.
Well, you do manage to make a pretty good pot of grub there, Brew. What do you have some sort of like particular ingredients?
Oh dear. He probably calls it grub. That's funny because I'm not carrying anything other than rations.
Alright, it's pretty much just like a very rough oatmeal, but you just like dump a heap of sugar in it, Brew, and it tastes good. So
Here you guys, try this.
yeah, it's actually really good. Maybe it was just a fluke, but yeah, Brew prepares this tasty meal, and yeah, up to 5 people can gain an extra 1 hit point per hit die if you're not already full. So I think everyone's kind of full.
real quick, Scamp, what was the Hero's Feast bonus to our HP? I can't remember.
Everybody rolled their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2d10 onto your maximum hit points.
I don't think I did that.
We can see. I did ask. I think I can't remember if I asked you guys to put them in brackets or just add it onto your current or something. I don't know. But you can just easily calculate what your hit points should be. So first level cleric is what, 8, and then 5 times 6, and then you've got 5 levels of ranger. That's like 6 hit points per level. And then you've got
con modifier of 1.
So no, you don't have it at the moment. Oh no, 84. Your hit points are 84, so you must have got. You must have got it. All right, I'm just gonna. You need to put your other ones in the bracket, just so I know that when they've run out, you can reset it back to what they were. How much did you get, Dagger, on yours? Yours should be pretty easy to figure out. Or it's Rogue's a D.
I got 8. I have my normal and my temporary hit points area.
Okay, so it should be 95. Alright.
That was actually really smart of you.
I try occasionally.
I did the opposite of that, and I've got my normal as my normal, but then I put my temporary max in the temporary hit points area.
Okay. So yours were. Wait, what? I'm confused.
So my normal is 79. My
Okay.
max with the Hero's Feast is 89.
Alright. And.
I did not roll well on my bonus hit points.
Eight's
I
alright.
rolled less than you, so.
And Pavel, how much did you get?
For Hero's Feast,
Yeah.
I got an extra 10, and I remembered it.
Okay.
I only got 1 of 7.
Okay. Your hit point max should be 110. You've got yours only set to 100, so you're probably missing out on some hit points there. So I'll just fix that up. Because if you gain temporary hit points, then you're going to get confused because these hit points can be healed. So you can heal up beyond your regular maximum.
Yeah, they stick around.
You want me to put it at 110 right now and then put it back to
I
100?
fixed it up for you. There we go. Because otherwise you might miss out on some hit points if you get like healed by something. Especially if there's like multiple sources of temp hit points.
Thank you.
Okay. So you guys are all rested up. You're feeling a lot better now. You're like full health. The mirror gate is standing before you.
Shall we?
That
Let's go.
Alright, as you approach it, the gate stone begins to glow ever so more.
No.
The Deathic rune number 11 is illuminated, and it's slightly cool to the touch. The mirror stone frame bears the graven image of a human wizard wielding a wand. You guys know how to activate it. You just got to tap a wand to the actual mirror itself.
I'll kind of push through and I'll tap my wand of fireballs against the surface.
Alright, the mirror ripples, and through the mirror you can actually see the other side of the mirror, where the dead dwarves are and whatnot. The lavender hue of the paint. You guys jumping through?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Who's jumping first?
Roll.
pretty well.
Oh, well, there's that. All right. I'll follow.
Alright, who's second?
Darius.
Who's third?
I'll be behind. Roland will be.
Who's fourth?
I will cartwheel into there.
Okay. Roll me a 1d20, Pavel.
Oh no.
Oh, so it wasn't first this time.
Every time we think we got it figured out.
Bring it on!
Alright, you step through the mirror gate. The 4 desiccated dwarf corpses are still laying there. And Pavel, as you jump through, you're met with one of Halaster's glowing runes. Which card do you already have, Pavel?
I think it's probably gone by now. I'll miss that card. But it was one that would allow me to, like, use my reaction to take away 10d6 damage.
The Lamath?
Lamath, yeah, you want me to
Okay.
get rid of it?
Oh yeah, that only lasts for 24 hours. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get
So-
to use it.
I'll put it back in the deck. You might get it again. Just throw it onto the battle map and then I'll delete it. And then it'll go back in the deck. Alright, I'll shuffle it up. You get 1 card.
Boop.
It's all yours.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
Savros. The rune magically summons a goblin. Use the goblin stat block in the monster manual, which appears in occupied space within 20 feet of the target. The goblin is rude to everyone except the target and obeys the target's commands. Goblin vanishes in a puff of smoke if it drops to 0 hit points. Oh my.
As you
That's the one I got.
as you step through this this rune that you see of Halaster's, it is the Savros rune. That's exactly what it looks like. Kind of looks like a feathered headdress. And it actually appears on the ground. It's burnt into the ground and it just emanates a red light. And it doesn't change from red to green or red to green. It just starts to glow even brighter and brighter and brighter before suddenly it explodes. And these little red glitters of energy materialize. They coalesce into some sort of strange, weird looking creature.
Oh my god, what the hell is this thing?
It
What in the world?
has sharp teeth and it's very fleshy. It seems to have this like kind of leathery wing, but it really looks like the point of its back is kind of opening and closing, as if like its flesh is like the wings. And this is the entire creature. I'll give you a handout of what it looks like.
Oh my god.
See, I know what that is, but Roland doesn't.
And its tongue is just sort of flicking around. It's screeching. It's making all these noises, but then it runs up to you, Pavel, and it kind of starts purring.
Roland admonishes Pavel. Stop hiding behind me, Pavel.
All right, as it runs by
Appropriate.
you, Roland, it tries to bite you.
Little dick.
And it jumps onto your leg for 6 piercing damage.
Ah!
What do you do? It starts
I shoot it?
screeching.
Pavel, control this thing. It seems to like you.
It starts to use these weird looking back wings to flutter a little bit. It's hissing and more spittle is coming out of its mouth.
Do I shoot it?
Again, it seems to like you, Pavel.
What is this unholy abomination?
It starts to screech, and despite you being invisible, Dagger, it tries to claw at you. And it misses. It then
That is the most ugly chicken I've ever seen.
kind of stops flying as well and kind of lands on the ground, bounces a couple of times as if it's like incapable of proper flight, and then it just starts hissing at everyone else standing with its back towards Pavel. making all these noises.
Well, it seems to like you, so.
Friend. Look, see it as a blessing. You have a guardian for the time being. But I swear to God, if it bites me, by helm, I will banish it back to the abyss where it came from.
You would really use a banishment for that? It seems a little wasteful, but... you would just, whip it.
And it seems to just want to attack anyone other than Pavel that comes within 5 feet of it.
Alright, Pavel, try to keep that thing on a leash if you can.
It's only like a foot tall as well. It's quite small.
What's funny is that thing put me exactly on my regular maximum hit points right now. That one bite did it.
It hops along the ground, following you, Pavel.
So I have to ask, what is our plan here? Are we just going back to the statue room and then teleporting over and then going in that way, or how are we doing this? Kind of can't believe we haven't planned this out already.
Well, if we use the statue room, how close does that get us to the major mother?
I don't know.
I would have to scout.
The place would be filled with drow. I imagine it would be very difficult to scout. Not that I don't have faith in you, Dagger, and I speak to the side, because I can't actually see her. But with that many eyes and ears, really, it would be extremely difficult to go by, and you may find yourself in a situation that, well, you can't get out of.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I did not say that I did not have faith in you.
To be fair, Roland,
there are a lot of drow.
I do believe the young bladed woman would do quite well on her own in a stealthy situation. The rest of us, on the other hand, especially with that thing, and I pointed the fucking.
It's about to bite Brew.
On the other hand,
and it just jumps up and it bites you on the neck for 8 piercing damage, Brew.
Stop it! I'm gonna smack the chicken.
It just hisses at you a little bit. And you
I
just
never knew you were an abuser of animals.
You slap it and it just kind of shakes its head a little bit. It doesn't do anything to you though, Pavel. It doesn't attempt to bite you or anything like that.
It's literally, it just bit Bruce's neck and he's bleeding. What am I supposed to do?
stay at the back.
Control your animal.
Keep it.
Stop biting people.
We're going to
Is
do
it?
something
Am I
about that before we go in.
incorrect in thinking that they actually offered us safe passage anyways?
They
So
did.
if we showed up, what would they do to us?
Well, knowing the nature of the drow, they might attack us.
Suddenly, the abyssal chicken starts vomiting some sort of grey, slimy ooze all over the ground. Forming these
Pavel, shoot that thing in the head, please.
patches of, looks like an oil slick.
I can't. I'll pull out the gun. And
It
point
looks
it
up
the
at you,
chicken.
and all of a sudden, it starts purring.
Pavel.
I don't know if I can do it.
Starts licking you.
Okay, immediately when it licks me, I shoot it.
It doesn't even attempt to avoid
Oh, man.
the gun. You just put the barrel in its mouth. Just blow its head open. Just splatter it all over the ground.
I'm gonna drop to my knees and just look at the thing and just like go through a rush of emotions of literally have a companion, then kill it, and then Just
Oh, it splatters on you, Pavel. Make a Constitution save.
What? Oh no. Oh no.
Alright, it like feels very strange when some of this ichor gets on your skin, but nothing happens. You just kind of wipe it off and...
Had to be done.
what would have happened to me? Curiously.
You could make an Arcana check to think of what may happen if like Demon Ichor could get on you.
I mean, I have Demon Core in my bag, so okay. But yeah, Arcana check, got it.
You don't think anything would have happened, Pavel? At most, it could have got like maybe sick or something if like you didn't ingested some, but it's pretty much harmless here. If you're in like a different plane of existence, though, it may have. If you're in like the Abyss or the Nine Hells, it may have some sort of strange effect on you. Maybe like you'd grow an extra head or something, or your flesh would become warped, sprout an arm from your chest.
Things like that, yeah.
Alright, you walk past this room with the several petrified drow and big pile of rubble. Everything seems unchanged, as if no one had entered this area for the past 3 days. Everything's exactly as you remember it.
Look, I'd say that if we're going to truly attack them, not head on, but in a manner of speaking, we try and use the little bit of good grace we've garnished to at least get as close as we can before we have to do something. Maybe say that we're stopping by for a restock or something. I'm sure they're in need, like they're as much traders as we are.
Well, in that case, should we go back through the door that we originally came in? That way, we're not sneaking in through a back way. If that is truly the way we want to go about this.
Well, I'm open to suggestions, but I'm just wondering what the best approach. If we're going to truly try and sneak in, then our way in is going to be, our window of opportunity will be very short.
I say that we try to use what good graces, not as you've said, that we've earned by killing Muriel, and perhaps try to get an audience with the matron, and then spring our attack from there.
To be fair, the matron will probably demand that our weapons be confiscated before the meeting.
Ah, there's that. Well,
but we can definitely use it to get as close as we can beforehand.
true. But then we have a lot of enemies at our back as well. There are pros and cons to either direction, I believe.
Remind me, the secret entrance, where does that put us in their compound?
I have no idea. Dagger, do you know? I know you were the only one that really explored that option.
I only went just past the door. I didn't investigate any.
Well then.
Well, I would say that the secret entrance probably puts us closer to the matron's chambers than going out through the door that we came in.
Then I would say, let us attempt it from there. Because if it puts us closer, and it would also give us a mild escape route if we need to vacate quickly.
I'm in favor of that.
Works for me.
Dagger, I cannot see you, but please know that I would trust you to take the lead on this. Give us a modicum of eyes up front, as it were, and report back at least a quick scout ahead. And I guess we'll all head towards the statue for
Yeah, we can go to the teleportation statue. Have to listen to her again. Really.
You guys move back over this large pit of skulls. A few more break, crumble underfoot. And the statue immediately starts speaking in Elvish.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, you're back!
Tongues.
I knew you'd come back. I've waited for you all. Yes, you'll do it now. You will.
If I can reach her face, I'll slap her face.
Yeah, you can. You jump up and slap her face. Wait! Where are you all going? Do you understand who I am? Stop! You must do what I tell you! You impudent little fools! Oh! I thought you left me. Are you back? Are you back to relieve me? Are you back so I can be reunited with Zirian? The statue starts moaning at you guys.
I can't understand him, but it seems I cannot understand him, but I imagine that he's whining piteously right now.
Yeah, you can definitely hear from the tone. So
Should I extinguish my light and we go deep?
Might not be a bad idea. I don't know how much light they will have.
what do you mean deeper?
Can you snare us, please, Ed?
I don't want you to go deeper. You must destroy the statues at the same time. So we can be reunited.
We need you to be quiet, and if all goes well, I promise you, I will do as you ask.
Okay. I'll take your word for that.
It would have been a deception check. With that promise.
Alright, so you put Flame Tongue away, bro. Or your Flame Tongue.
Is that what we're thinking? Is that a good idea?
Well,
Yes,
all
Brew,
of
I
you
do
will be
believe-
staying here for the moment.
For the time being, I do believe that it is the best course of action for you to extinguish the blade.
Okay, I will.
Alright, last time Dagger had only lifted up this secret door, just like a fraction enough to slip underneath.
Oh, I'm still going to do that because I'm scouting.
Okay,
Well,
just slip underneath the secret door. This door actually lifts up, creating like a 5 foot wide, a 5 foot high, 20 foot wide gap for everyone to go underneath. And you just slip under and you quickly close it behind you, Dagger. Make a stealth check. Do that
30.
very quietly, without making a sound. Right, you move up. This is the room where you'd seen some phase spiders. And you'd also seen 4 drow standing guard, each one flanking a set of double doors. As you move up, make another stealth check to make sure you're not making any sound. And you impress yourself. You can't even hear yourself. You've stopped your heart. You've stopped your own heart. So you're not breathing.
Am I alive?
You've turned to ghost.
And it's the same situation. 4 tired-looking drow are flanking 2 sets of double doors, one to the south and one to the east, of a very large vestibule. There's a heap of spider webs obscuring the ceiling, It's so high that you don't even know how high the actual ceiling is because it's just web. Like the ceiling is just literally web. And make a perception check, Dagger.
Oh.
You notice the 3 phase spider actually kind of lurking amidst the web about 20 feet overhead. They're kind of nestled in, blending in with the web, but you see like their patches of blue skin and kind of stands out a lot to you. Not a single creature here is aware of your presence. And the drow aren't really too talkative. They just kind of, one of them scratches their leg a little bit. They have hand crossbows in their hands, and one of them kind of lets out a sigh, and they're just standing like loyal guards. All of a sudden you just hear this voice in Elvish. Do you understand Elvish, Dagger?
I do.
Subordinates! Loyal followers! The adventurers that I had captured and forced to kill Mural seem to have abandoned their task. If you spot them, consider them hostile. Meanwhile, I have dedicated much of our forces in prevention of House Freth gaining any more ground. I have sent my most loyal priestess to the front line. House Argonray stands strong with us. Soon we shall gain ground. Level 11 will be ours, then 12, and then up from there. Remember, the Spider Queen guides us. We are just a part of her web, simply insects caught within it. Our reward will be her feasting on our sweet innards. Praise love.
Okay, I will go back to them. Did they hear that or just me?
It sounded very disembodied for everyone else. They couldn't make out particular words.
Roland makes a mental note. If he can find where that's controlled, he will disable it.
Okay. The room, there's 3 phase spiders, 4 drow. They're guarding 2 doors. Bad news. She thinks we've abandoned the task and we are hostile. They are to pretty much kill us on sight.
Oh, well, I mean, they got part of it right, I suppose. We are hostile. But we did not abandon our task. I guess we could have reported as soon as we got it done, but, well, we were hurt.
No, but she also could probably see it as a way of showing strength against needing the weakness of others to do something for her.
True.
It's a propaganda tactic. It is merely we are bearing the brunt of the fact that we chose to try and do right. Which means, at least on that note, we do not need to pretend to like them.
Make him a little relieved that they were going to just attack us first anyway.
Well, and I'm also glad about the fact that at least one of their priestesses is sent off to the front lines of their war with House Freth, possibly along with a lot of their troops as well. So that might diminish the presence of drow in this particular area, but well, we'll probably still have heavy resistance, unfortunately. Should we just hit these guards? Take them out quickly.
That would be my recommendation.
Well, if we do, then let's just keep rolling. Let's hit him hard and keep. Does that make sense? To not give him time to sound an alarm and regroup.
Wait, so does that mean we going fast and hard, or should I use my bow or gun?
No, it will be fast and hard. I would say that let us give the assassin her moment to strike, and that will be our cue. All in favor?
I agree.
Do you want me to take out a drow
Yeah.
first or spider?
A drow. Those spiders will not pose much threat to us.
No. I thought I'd ask.
Try and find the most high ranking first, and just take what I hope to be a deadly stab at us, as they say.
Alright, well, so, Dagger, do you think that we could open this door all the way without them being any the wiser? Or are they too close?
Oh, from what you saw, Dagger, one of them has direct line of sight at the door. You'd have to do it. You'd have to do it stealthily.
We'd have to do it very carefully. One has a direct line of sight.
Do we think that anybody could lift the door, or is it going to take somebody like Brew?
Oh, it's not hard to lift. The door's like hollow. It's empty.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah.
I was lifting it, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I have a 9 strength.
All right. So.
Yeah, it's on hinges, so it opens easily. Like it's. Yeah.
I would say, you take your shot and then just let us know, and we'll come charging after.
Okay.
Alright, so you're gonna just slip out first, Dagger, and then.
Yep.
I'll hold the door open for her so that she can just like slide right through and position herself properly. Being in the armor I'm in, I would recommend anyone not in medium armor or heavy armor to go first. Try and be a little stealthier.
I mean, if one of the guards has direct line of sight on this door, I was saying, Dagger, just go out, take her shot, and then we bust through the door. That was my.
Oh, okay.
That was my thought. If anybody can lift the door.
You guys don't have any way. Do you have a way to communicate with Dagger to know when she's ready for you guys to come?
No, I figured. I mean, once she shoots somebody, I mean, it's go time. So I mean, she can just yell out to us, right?
Well, is she gonna shoot him or is she gonna stab him?
Well, if she yells out, she's gonna blow her cover.
Well, I mean, like after she stabs him.
Yeah. You guys will also be just as surprised as the drow, though. You won't be able to take any action on the first. Unless you've got some way to communicate with Dagger so she lets you know. Or you can figure out a system to know that she's ready to strike.
You know what? We need a distraction. And
Scamp, do you still have...
We can't... If we do that, they'll know somebody's here.
I think Dagger's already gone at this stage as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scamp, do you have Pass Without a Trace?
I don't.
Okay.
Alright, we'll...
Could we maybe like open the secret door a little bit so that somebody can be peering out the bottom of it by
you
just
could.
a few inches?
Anyone who does that will need to make a stealth check.
I'm fairly stealthy.
I am not stealthy.
The drow are not paying attention to this secret door because it really just looks like a dead end, but they do have direct line of sight to it.
Let Brew do it.
Yep.
I'll give it a try.
Probably got the best stealth.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Oh no.
Alright, Brew. The second you open that door, The
His whole head goes out.
the drow, they hear something. They hear the door open and they start to run towards you. They will not be surprised. But before we get into this, let's take a 10-minute break. When we get back, I'll roll initiative. We'll see what happens. See you guys soon. It's like 3 phase spiders and 4 lowly drow. They don't really appear like much of a challenge for you guys.
I'm gonna go in, guns blazing, casting shatter.
Yeah, like one spell
I
will probably
would
kill them all.
each and every one of you fucking people. Don't fall
What's
asleep.
gonna happen is Dagger's gonna be invisible, and she's just gonna be like walk up behind them and be like, "And got you, and got you, got you, and you, motherfucker."
We need to get some like sending stones so that we can have one for Dagger and
so
one
that
for
would
somebody else.
Knox had message. That was one of his things.
Yeah, that'd be a great magic item to obtain. What is it uncommon?
Yes. So sending stones, I believe, are uncommon, but they actually might be common. Actually,
Hold on. They're uncommon.
they are uncommon.
Is there anything that anyone could cast on Dagger that's a cantrip that she would be aware of if the concentration were to stop? It'd be like a trigger, like a signal.
Well, realistically, depending on the distance she would go, if it was a ranged spell, the only thing I can think of is thaumaturgy.
I've got Druidcraft.
Nah, but Druidcraft creates something. I'm thinking, oh, you know, was it prestidigitation? You can create a mark, and then you can make that mark disappear.
You can create a small mark or a symbol.
Yeah, but if you made a symbol like in her palm, and just said 1, 2, 3, and then you just made it disappear, that could be.
And yeah,
I
you
could
can
make
dismiss
her
it as
smell
an
like the
action.
faint odor of skunk. Then once that goes away.
I don't think that would help with their stealthing, but
That would be rather funny, though. The drow just looking at each other like, okay, who farted?
Yeah, I could. I prestidigitation. I could like create like a mark on like her palm.
I
or
just give
something,
up on
or-
trying to get my assassinate. I
Well,
just give
I
up.
mean, we tried.
Well, no,
Honestly,
look, you still get it as long as you just go first.
No, I don't.
Wait, I thought it was assassinate as long as you were.
it has to be surprise.
They have to be
Yeah.
surprised.
That's why like the assassinate ability is kind of sucks in my opinion. Because things are so rarely surprised. So it's hard to get it. Now, I mean, in all honesty though, Brew has a really good stealth. So I mean, for somebody that's not a rogue. So I mean, he just rolled poorly. I mean, if he had rolled a little better, this would be a totally different ball game. But I mean, that's just how the dice gods roll sometimes.
Look,
Not my
Darius.
point, but
Oh, we get it, and look, we tried, we did. We love you.
no.
On a side note, I'm running a one-shot for some friends of mine and my wife. And my wife is playing a halfling swashbuckler
Mm-hmm.
with both the halfling racial feats. And it's a higher level game, so everyone's coming in just for the one shot at level 14. And it's just like looking at everything, I'm just like, wow, she's really kind of a badass.
How
With all
so?
the,
Both of those are pretty good. I mean, obviously the second chance one is pretty awesome.
Second chance and the
Squat
I forget
nimbleness, which is also available to dwarves or gnomes, I believe. You just have to be
Yeah.
small or a dwarf.
Yep. And between the two of them, she's upped her dex to 18, plus the other two levels up. She did another +2 to her dex, so dex is maxed out 25. And she used the other one to balance out two other odd stats.
Mm-hmm.
Because we just did the standard array. But it was just funny because I was like looking at like just playability, and I was just like, okay, she's got the reliable talent, she's got evasion, she's got XYZ, and I was just like, damn, as a swashbuckler, she's fucking Inigo Montoya. No one can touch her.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You'll kill my father. Prepare to die.
I've basically told her, I'm like, you know what? I'm actually gonna steal this because this is a character I want to play full up, like full on roleplay through a campaign because I think it would be hilarious.
I should have went swashbuckler, but
You live and you learn.
True. I learned from this character.
I mean, assassin can be really good in like certain like in certain party situations, but like we have two people that wear heavy armor. Like, does Darius wear heavy armor?
No, he's medium only because he's a cleric.
Oh, what type of medium armor do you have?
It's half plate though, so
Oh, so you still have disadvantage.
yeah.
So you have two people making stealth rolls at disadvantage. You have me and Scamp, both who, well, neither one of us have just
Statistically,
great
just
stealth
roll
rolls.
poorly on that.
Yeah. Really, the only one that has like stealth capabilities besides you is Brew.
I mean, Nox had a really high stealth, but that was
Well, yeah, but it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, like party
That
dynamics change, man.
That power that lets you get advantage when you beat somebody on initiative. That's got some mileage out.
I mean, yeah, that's still really good, but I mean, it does the whole.
I'm
surprise-
invisible now, so I automatically have that
Oh
anyway.
yeah, right. Yeah, the ring. After the ring, that got a bit.
Yeah, to be fair, with a +7, that was just a really bad.
It's bad. It's bad luck.
Bad luck.
It happens.
We honestly were trying. I mean, to be fair, my friend plays an assassin as well, but he rarely uses his assassinate ability because of it. And he's traveling with a barbarian, a monk, and an elder tonight, so.
Whoa.
If it makes you feel any better, Dagger, you'll probably one-shot whatever you stab anyway. So I think these are all schmucks, except for maybe the phase spiders. Those can be annoying.
See, I've always thought they were fairly, like, meh.
Well, I'm not saying there's like amazing enemies or anything. I'm saying they can be annoying.
Yeah, fair enough. Our only goal here is not to create too much noise, so no shatters, please.
Roland will try his best.
I mean, at this point, we can still get some foothold in without making too much of a ruckus. That would probably be better.
Yeah, I'm just glad the only resource I spent on that Revenant fight was my Mantle of Majesty and one one 5th level spell for the holy weapon. But other than that, I'm still full up. So.
I burned a second and a third. I'm not too worried about it. So.
I'm only worried because I wasted Indomitable and luck.
Well, I mean, those paralyzes were pretty brutal. So I can understand it.
How's everyone doing?
We good, Seb. We good.
Good.
Trying to find ways to outsmart you.
You don't have to
They're trying to
outsmart
find
me.
ways to screw my assassinate,
You need
but
to
that's
outsmart
okay.
the drow. Okay, so as these guards are just kind of standing around, Brew, you lift up the door just ajar, but it actually kind of gets a little bit caught, and you have to give it an extra little shove, and it does make like a tiniest little noise, a bit of a creak. The guards react to that noise. They immediately turn their heads towards that direction where they heard the noise. And they quickly signal to each other using Drow Sign Language. They have their hand crossbows in their hands and they start to move out towards that area. Let's roll initiative.
Oh, they're named.
Alright, it's pitch black as well, but yeah. That was a pretty loud noise, so you're pretty sure that, they definitely heard that. So, what do you do,
No.
Brew?
Oh shit! Looks like we do this the hard way. Bonus action: ignite Sundeath.
Man, like we were ever gonna do it any other way. I mean, let's be honest.
Alright, you just kind of twist the handle of Sundeath and it's like revving a motorcycle. The blade churns out a tremendous amount of bright light. And it still doesn't illuminate these drow.
Wow, where is everybody? Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of. I see a bunch of things down here. Even though Dagger just.
Alright, there are face spiders intermingled with the webbing, which pretty much coats the entire ceiling. They're 20 feet up, and then you just see these. Oops, I grabbed your token accidentally there, bro. You can see these drow down here as well, standing guard, moving towards you.
Okay. Just from here, I'll take a hand axe out if I can and chuck it at that one drow.
Okay. You send the hand axe flying, and it actually just misses him. Like, you actually almost hit Dagger as well.
Oh.
It was an inch away from hitting him.
Oh. Dagger. Okay, Dagger's still stealthed. So I'm gonna see if I can pull them back. I'm gonna step. And
Scam.
I'll move up there and I will hold a. We'll go with a frostbite. For if any enemies come into vision/range.
Okay. Darius.
I will come to here. I can see shit. So I will hold a sacred flame for the first enemy I see.
the drow begin to move up, and this one's going to take a shot at you, Darius. It's advantage because you can't see him. Disadvantage though, because it's a hand crossbow. It's a regular bolt. A crossbow bolt just flies by you. And this one is going to cast a spell. He holds his hand out, and a familiar violet-colored glow falls down on Scamp and Darius. Both of you make a dexterity save against fairy fire. Darius, you just tumble out of the way of it. And Scamp, you put your arm up to try and block it, and it just wraps around your arm, and immediately you're glowing. The violet light. The drow then moves to the side. Rolling.
Let's move 30 feet. Man, oh yeah, drow have better dark vision than most. I was wondering. Well, I mean, they're not gonna. I'm gonna dash. They're not gonna come into. There we go. I can kind of see what's going on now. I'm going to. Well, I can't really do anything now. Actually, I'm going to, because I think Dagger only has to be able to hear me. I'm going to bardically inspire Dagger. Dagger, I don't know where you are, but I believe in you.
Wherever you are, I believe in you.
Wherever you are, you're amazing. You're awesome.
And that would be Roland's turn.
Dagger.
Sigh quietly. Take a shot at this guy.
That is a hit. And you put a crossbow bolt straight through his eye socket, sticking him to the back wall. Instantly killed. And the glowing light around Scamp ceases.
See? Doesn't that make you feel better?
Probably not, but
No.
Drow look slightly surprised and start pointing towards you, Dagger. And then they call
I
out.
will kill you all!
They call out to the ceiling. This guy calls out to the ceiling. Spiders. Kill them. In Elvish.
You're gonna force me to use tongues so I can understand what everybody is saying.
You don't need to understand them.
Pavel.
He wants to understand them, though. That's the thing.
Hold up. God damn it. Bonus action. Do I see the spiders on the roof? Or do they even know they're there?
Yeah, they're not hidden. And also, you only moved 25 feet just then. Did you want to move another 5?
Thank you, Sub. Alright then. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll aim at the spiders on the roof, so I'll aim at this one because he's close. Alright, and fire at them with the sharpshooter.
That's a hit. Right, you aim for its head and narrowly miss it, but you do break off a couple of legs as you blow a hole into the spider, and this bright blue blood just flicks out onto the ground. The blood kind of looks translucent as well, as if the blood is kind of phasing in and out of existence. You hit it again, and you headshot the spider. It immediately falls from the ceiling, lands on the ground, and then its body kind of turns semi-translucent, and you can kind of see through it, but it is curled up in a ball now, dead.
Me aim at this one now.
That's a hit. And direct hit straight into its bulbous back. More of this bright blue blood is ejected from the exit wound for the bullet. The face spider's close to death.
And Pavel's mind is gonna say, "Damn, I wish I spoke Elvish."
This phase spider, as it is commanded to, it moves towards you. It runs along the ceiling, and when it is directly above you, it turns translucent before completely disappearing.
Whoa.
And the one that you just shot, Pavel, it comes for you. It it crawls forward and along the ceiling. It's actually going to crawl down the wall as well, and it just gets into range of you. It's 10 feet above you. Well, 10 feet above the ground, 5 feet above you. It leaps at you with these giant bright blue and black mandibles. And
Shield.
it leaps at you, and its face just slams up against your shield. You see the poison running down in midair from the shield, just dripping onto the floor. Yeah.
Would I be able to see that? Because that would be the first creature I saw.
Yep. You can use your action now if you like. You've got a line of sight on it. And before it phases out, the Sacred Flame just falls down on the face spider and burns it into a big mass of dead spider.
Nice.
Would my reaction have also gone off, or am I still holding it?
It's up to you if you want to use it or not, Scamp. You don't have to use it. You
But
probably
the trigger
don't want
will be gone, right?
Yeah. So when you're ready in action, you have a specific trigger. Once that trigger is met, you can either do your reaction or withhold it, and then if you withhold it, your opportunity is gone.
I'll keep my reaction then, and then let it go.
Something unexpected happens, or maybe it is kind of expected. This drow moves up towards you all. He has a hand crossbow drawn, but as he's running, he turns to the other drow and chuckles. Fuck House of Auvryndar! Die, scum! Die! And he shoots at the other drow.
What?
He switches sides, but his bolt misses.
You're not very good at betraying people, are you?
He does only say that in Elvish. And then they start arguing. Sonos, you traitorous bastard! He is with House Freth! Kill him! And this drow's going to throw down a fairy fire on him and Pavel. The drow tries to dive out of the way. And he does. Pavel, make a dexterity save. It catches you, and you're now glowing with a violet light.
Ooh.
Brew, you're up.
Okay.
Burr, don't kill him. He shot the other one.
What? Oh.
Aw.
He turns
Poor
towards
innocent
you.
Pavel
He
thinks
turns
I
towards
care.
you and yells in Elvish, "I fight with you!" He says. In Elvish.
I don't know what you're saying.
He's insulting me, Pavel. He's calling me names. He's saying bad words in Elvish at me. Alright, well, you did tell me, so I will listen to that. And just run down at these drow here. Hey, you. That's a dash action, please.
Scam.
Let's see if I can actually get into range of some stuff, maybe. This one is the good, quote unquote, good one.
Yep, he's fighting with you guys.
Oh, Pavel vouches for him. I don't know. I mean,
Oh,
Okay.
jeez. I will attack the one next to Brew with a frostbite.
A wind of ice begins to swirl around the drow, but he managed to just resist.
Lucky bastard.
Darius.
I will try and Sacred Flame the one that I am. This guy right here.
The drow jumps to the side, tumbles out of the way. Sacred Flame falls onto the ground next to him.
Alright, that's fine.
This drow throws his hands up in the air and he creates a globe of darkness.
Oh, I thought he was gonna surrender.
Same.
However, the light from Sundeath, it just illuminates the darkness.
Whoa.
Because darkness only blocks non-magical light. And he just kind of grimaces a little bit. He shields his eyes and he looks around and he runs for it, provoking from you, Brew. He tries to make it for this door.
Oh no.
You're
Stop him.
kind of
Stop
a little
him.
bit surprised, Brew. And you end up being a bit too slow with that swing. He pushes through a set of arched doors to the south and he just starts running down a hall. Roland.
Move up here, and then I will So, remind me. Do fireballs make a lot of noise?
Not really. It's not like a tremendous amount of noise.
Good to know.
Like, they're stone walls. It's not gonna it's not gonna be heard like in through one of these thick walls.
There we go. Pull out the wand of fireballs and launch and just use one charge.
You just hear a loud bang. No, I'm joking. It's not that loud. It's just more like it's just a flame. There's no actual sort of explosion per se. So it just
whoosh.
big
Yeah.
gush of flame blossoms outwards, washes over these two drow, and it one of them just lets out a blood-curdling scream as he's burnt to the ground dead. The fairy fire drops from Pavel. The other guy, he managed to just tumble out of the way, kind of using his buckler, and he narrowly escapes death.
Oh, that lucky bastard. Yeah. All right. So I can see Brew right now. All right.
Yeah, because darkness only illuminates, only like, let me just get the description so I can tell you exactly. So the darkness spreads around corners, dark vision can't see through, and non-magical light can't illuminate it. The light from Sundeath is magical, so the darkness is practically not even there.
Okay. In that case, I will bonus action power chord, and this will be for Brew, Pavel, Darius, and Scamp. Not for the House Breath guy because I don't know him. But yeah, for those four, I can't see Dagger, unfortunately.
When can you? When can you ever?
I know, right?
She's super stealthy. And
Alright, and with that won't be the end of my turn. You already used your reaction, Brew, to swing at him.
Oh. Thank you.
Dagger.
Okay, 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. I don't know why you people think I can kill him.
I was talking about this one, but yeah.
I will use my short bow on him, not that it's probably gonna do anything.
That hits him and kills him.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna die.
Oh, he only had...
Well,
Yeah,
Like I
he
said-
just survived a fireball, so there wasn't
Yeah,
much
these
left
are-
for the fight left in him.
yeah, these are the dregs. They're not necessarily the high-ranking guys.
Okay.
To be fair, if you hadn't killed him, I was going to drop a Toll of the Dead on him, which I'm sure would have.
We're going to keep going with initiative. We're not out of initiative yet.
Okay.
Have this guy to deal with.
Well, I mean, I want to talk to him, but
That will... Click! Thank you.
Havel. So I'm trying to take off all your icons here.
Sorry. I'm gonna look at this drow, point at one of the dead drows, and then slit my throat, and hopefully he gets the message.
Wait,
Actually
what?
slit your throat?
what is
You
your
want,
message?
you want him to slit your throat?
I'm so confused.
That'll learn him.
I'm trying.
Roland says what?
You're hardcore, Havel.
I'm trying to say like, are you here to kill drow? But like, I can't like, I can't speak Elvish. I'm just like I'm pointing at the. Okay, maybe him. Okay, I pointed him. Then I point at the drow. And
He
then I
holds his
point
hands
at-
up, and he doesn't let go of his crossbow, but he sort of dangles it down on his thumb. I am not your enemy, he says in Elvish. I fight with
I'm
you.
I'm gonna quickly shrug and just like, say like, not say, but like, shake my head left and right, like saying no, like you know, like I'm questioning, basically I'm questioning him because, actually I'm pointing at my ear, saying like I'm gonna point at my ear, like trying to give him signs that I can't understand him.
What the fuck are you saying about my ears? Alright, the face spider phases back into existence and tries to eat Roland's
Ah.
face.
Forgot about that, dude.
Yes, that's why we're still on initiative. All of a sudden, the face spider was its ethereal jaunt just materializes behind Roland. It tries to jump on him and bite him, but it kind of slips a little bit, and
I thought we killed all these things. What the hell?
Sornoz steps back and points his crossbow at the spider, and he fires. And he sticks a bolt straight into the spider's side. The spider makes a
Nice.
con save against drow poison, and it isn't affected. Brr.
Hey, Roland, look out! There's a spider!
I see it now. Thanks for the, I suppose.
Run up here. Take a swing. I will swing reckless.
Okay. That's a hit.
This thing's gone.
And almost. It's barely hanging on. You like just slice off multiple legs. You hit it again and then it just folds down onto the ground. This translucent blue blood just seeping out of it. And now we're out of initiative.
As soon as we're out of initiative, I want to cast tongues on myself. So.
Alright, this drow looks kind of a little bit jittery, and he hasn't like dropped his weapon or anything. He
Easy now.
hesitates
Back
when
up,
you
hold on.
approach him. He backs up, and he keeps on saying, "I am not enemy. I am not your enemy. House
Darius
Freth."
is gonna- Continue.
How do we know your house, Freth?
He smiles, gives you a smile, and he's got nice straight
Don't
white
smile
teeth.
at me.
He stops smiling, and he
Darius
pulls.
is-
He reaches into his jacket. There you go. Into his jerkin. What do you do?
I press my rapier up to his neck.
Stop! I want to show you something. Please don't kill me. Look, and he produces a scarab insignia of House Auvryndar. But then
Thought you said you weren't a Auvryndar.
he turns it around, and there's another symbol on the other side. It's the sigil of House Freth, a stylized capital F.
Can I insight check to see how convincing he's trying to be?
Yeah,
Sure.
I would like to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he literally just
you-
like started attacking the other members of House
Yeah.
Auvryndar. So
I'm more looking at his face now. Like,
yeah, you feel like he wants to help you. He's jumped sides. He's not your enemy.
He's totally trustworthy, guys.
Doesn't appear
Darius
to
would
be
have
trying to
walked,
deceive
like,
you.
very direct towards him and held out his hands as a show of faith, and I'm speaking in Elvish. As a show of faith, give me your bow
He looks around.
if you are a friend.
Are you scared of this? You're scared of my crossbow? 6 on 1? Huh.
I think you should be scared of me.
Not to be rude,
I have
but
infiltrated House of Rinda. I am more valuable to you alive, and I need my weapon for personal protection.
I never said I wouldn't give it back. But I am saying, for now, while we talk,
Are you scared?
I'm
What do you think I am capable of with this crossbow?
annoyance at best, but again, I'm asking for a show of faith. I wanna lean in
And
a
how do
little-
I know I can trust you? You are the ones
Don't.
that are working for Vlonwelv.
You can have. You have my word upon the Fist of Helm. Nothing will come of you as long as you give me your bow.
I will not give you my weapon. But I can lead you to my contact, Zaran. And he awaits your response.
Is he the only other of House Freth that has infiltrated House of Rinda, or are there more?
There are others. Zaran is currently looking for ways to weaken House of Rinda. He is an assassin, high class, the best of his rank, sent from House Freth. He will kill Vlonwelv. His blade is true. We have the gods on our side. He prays to the gods now for guidance. The Dark Celadrine. They favor us, not House Auvryndar. Veyron
If you,
guides his blade.
if you want to come with us, others of House Freth, would they know you on sight?
Yes. As far as I am aware, we have not been compromised. Zoran is nearby. There are no other threats in this immediate area. We can walk freely. I'll take you to Zoran. If you're interested in taking down House Auvryndar, then you'll want to speak to him. I don't have the authority for further negotiations, I'm afraid.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I believe that we can at least see what this Saran has to say, and, well, if they try to betray us, we just kill them all. I mean, that's what we were planning on doing anyway.
We are not playing the same games with House Freth that we played with House of Rindar.
You would be wise to be an ally of House Freth. Erelel Freth. Driven Freth. They are very powerful members of the house. They are members of House Freth. We have a fortification on level 12. Spiderwatch Keep. If you prove your worth, Erelel will allow your passage. But if you become our enemy, that's where you will meet your end. You have no chance against House
You know how
Freth.
many times House of Rindar said the same damn things? And that's why I said we're not playing the same games with
House
you
of
that we
Rindar.
play with House of Rindar. You get one chance and one chance only.
House of Auvryndar stand. You have done nothing to put a dent in their forces. In fact, you have helped them. There have been rumors. The Scorpion Man is dead. This is your doing? You have jeopardized House Freth. That monstrosity was keeping Auvrindar's forces at bay. Now they have gained ground and moved against us. You have only strengthened House Auvryndar.
You think we care about you?
I think you care about your life. Without a plan, you will perish.
I can learn to.
Even I am not foolish enough to think that I could hope to tackle House Auvryndar. This is a delicate process. You should speak to Zoran. If you wish, I will take you to him now. He prays at the Temple of Vorain. Veron.
Turning to the rest of the party, I do not know if we have time for this, if we are going to accomplish our task at hand.
Well, again, we have killed the Guardians at this particular, hopefully quietly enough to where it's not alerted everyone else in the facility. And I think that this may be a path worth pursuing. If not, then again we just kill them and continue on our way.
So, do you want to fuck these House of Auvryndar bastards up the ass or not?
Wow, that is
You
very
have-
aggressive.
You have won. And after that, I cannot promise any safety.
I do the Spider Queen's bidding. You don't scare me.
Lead the way.
Only her judgment is what I care about. Follow me.
Yes. Praise Loth, all that. Lead the way.
I'm invisible.
Alright, he...
Are we attempting to try and be stealthy, or is this just us march?
Well, I'm trying to be stealthy, and I bet
He
she
said
does.
there's nobody else in the vicinity.
Alright, he's not trying to be stealthy at all. He just walks straight down this hallway again. You see this architecture that's reminiscent of a drow fortress. Spider web patterns everywhere. Arched ceilings. Very wide hallways. And up ahead, you see a section of the hall that has collapsed. A big pile of purple bricks and rubble fills a corridor to the east, and you start to see these very fine-looking doors to the south. Double doors. They kind of stand out a little bit more though. The lintel is carved. The doors are meticulously carved, and it has a very sort of a holy vibe to it. You feel like it would be like the entrance to some sort of cathedral. And Sornos moves past these piles of bones. So there's 6 large skulls piled here. And as you walk by, you can hear these sort of faint dying screams emanating from the skulls. For a brief moment. And Sornos stops at this set of doors. And he just he says a little prayer to himself. He kind of whispers it under his breath. And then he does a little bit of a bow. And he just gently pushes the door open and slips in, ushering you all forward. As you enter this temple, you see a man, a drow. He's the only inhabitant of this room, and he has his back to you. He's on his knees. He has his hands cupped. A mask obscures his face. His hair is got a purplish tinge to it. The altar that he prays before looks a little bit ominous. It's actually made from some blood red stone. And there are these black curtains hanging from hooks along the west, south, and east walls, obscuring the walls. Before he's even turned around, he speaks through his mask.
Who are these 6 that you bring me, Sornos?
Zarin. They are allies of House Freth. They fought and killed the other Auvryndar guards. Now is our time to strike. I give you, Zaran, a Daragon.
That is my name.
And he stands up. He still has his back turned towards you all. You see many small blades in sheaths, leather sheaths all over his legs. He wears studded leather armor. He's kind of slight, but he has this sort of grace as he presents himself, even when he's not facing you.
You have arrived at a good time. I have finished my prayers.
And he turns around to you all, and you can kind of tell that he's smiling through his mask.
And who might you be then? Allies of House Freth?
We'll call it enemies of mine enemy, as it were.
Allies of convenience only.
And what convenience may that be exactly?
Why, the
We are
death
here
of
to
House of Auvryndar.
We are here to slay the matron.
I cannot allow that.
And why is that?
You would be denying me the pleasure. I have just prayed to Veyrun. I am about to set out on my mission now. First I must rescue Tazarak, and then I will assassinate Vlonwelv of Auvryndar.
Tazarak, is that another of House Freth?
One of my spies has been compromised. He is being currently tortured. I trust he will hold out. But I still don't want him to die. After I rescue him, I'll sneak up on Vlonwelv. My blade will meet her throat, and down into the demon web pits she will be brung, where she will face her judgment.
And I'm sure she will enjoy that in some degree. But I digress. We cannot wait for you to rescue this other. So it will either be you can join us in this endeavor, and then following her demise, you can free your friend, or we will go on as we were.
He quickly draws a dagger, takes his piwafui, and he billows it over his shoulder, putting the dagger up quite close to his face.
I am not listening to what you have to say. I have been guided by Veyron. You can help me now, or I will go alone. But you'll not find your path without me.
Darius just kind of slumps his shoulders forward and turns to Roland.
If you can kill the guards down the hall, I will show you the way to level 11. You are adventurers that wish to plunder the treasures of Undermountain, do you not?
That does sound appealing.
It's very, very simplistic of what we are.
I will show you where the treasure is. That is what you want, Vlonwelv's treasure. I can even show you the way to get to Vlonwelv's personal chamber. But you need me, and I cannot trust you. You must prove yourself to me. I will allow you access to the halls. There you have to fight the Blade Master. If you can kill him, and the other drow that are training, do you move forward together as allies? I will create a diversion, and we will gain quick access to Vlonwelv's chamber. There we will strike, and I'll be the one to deal the finishing blow.
I don't see why we can't do that. As long as she's dead, I don't really think it matters who actually kills her.
Preferably in the next 24 hours.
Yes, quickly.
23.
I was about to say, we've 20, 23, 22 hours left on the Heroes Feast. Well, I know that some of you may be hesitant to follow the lead of this particular gentleman, but well, I think he might be our best shot.
Was that exchange in common or else?
He doesn't speak common, he's a drow. Most drow don't speak common.
So okay, so this is you.
Roland would translate, since he can speak tongues. Well, because he has tongues on him.
Roland's doing the quick recap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me. Sounds like more fights. So I like that.
I think we'll have to take care of this Blade Master regardless of what. So.
Darius turns to Roland really quickly, pulls him in close so that no one else can hear him, and is going to kind of subtly whisper in his ear, do we trust him enough to not betray us at the finish line? Or should we just expect him to and assume him an enemy once we are in the room and the matron is dealt with?
Well, once the matron is dealt with, we'll see how the cards fall. It may go either way, really.
Just an aside.
Prepared for anything, as always.
I do not like how this is turning out, but fine.
He takes off his face mask.
Hey. I recognize that face. Well, Tyler does, not Roland.
So, are we going to get on with it then?
I believe so. Has everyone else agreed?
Yes.
As long as I get to kill a certain drow.
Yes.
Alright. Zoran, lead the way, please.
He moves very, very quickly. Almost as if he blends in with the shadows, and he approaches this curtain against the south wall, and he's stands there for a brief moment. And his arms are concealed by his Pilifwy, his drow-made cloak of elven kind. And you do notice his obsidian scarab is engraved with the insignia of House Auvryndar, but you can also see one of House Freth tucked into his belt. There you are. You may pass through the wall now. Come and tap on the wall when the Blade Master is dealt with. Then I'll know to move forward.
Is he right on the other side of the wall?
He's down the hall. I believe he's currently training. And he puts his face mask back on.
How many...
Do not engage him with melee. He is the finest blade master. He is the one who trains all of the warriors the way of the blade. Good luck.
Do you know how many warriors he is training at the moment?
Yes.
Can you tell me how many?
I'm trying to judge the ones that would have already fallen or been killed by a slit blade. I predict 14, judging from the melee that I witnessed earlier.
And when you guys walk up to this wall, it kind of appears like a shadow, and you can just walk through it if you wish.
Roland will.
Alright, the second you just step out there, you can hear like some sort of fighting coming from the east. And you just walk straight out into the hall, and you just start to hear some chants, some cries. Intruder spotted! And you're attacked immediately.
Oops. I found him.
Brace your hand, crossbows! A voice calls out. It comes from the east.
Rolled a nat 1. Son of a bitch.
Alright, Dagger, you are up.
Can't. Guess I will use my action. I'll come over here and just hide.
Alright,
Stay silent.
make a stealth check.
What the hell?
Oh, that's your reliable talent.
Yeah.
I guess.
Wow.
Okay,
Funky.
Less than a 23.
23.
They changed how they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that better.
That'd be good for elven accuracy, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, Decker. There's some movement. Like, there was a sound of some sort of like vigorous combat going on. Yeah, there definitely was some sort of sparring happening down there, but that's very quickly dispersed, and yeah, you've been called out. Is that the end of your turn, Dagger? Scamp.
I am going to. Oh Jesus. I'm going to. I'm gonna hold. We'll go with a frostbite for when I can actually see somebody.
Okay. Brew.
Yeah, I don't see anything yet. And I'll. Oh, hey, you guys!
Alright, you move up, bro, and you see like a ton of drow. In fact, there are exactly 14, just as Zarin predicted. They're all in a circle, and they look like they're like taking turns of fighting this drow who dual wields longswords.
He's on my list.
And
there's
I
also
will-
got really happy.
the Sundeath also vaguely illuminates some giant spiders behind them all.
Hey, any of you dainty pastries want to fight?
Drinnerith
I'll
points
show
at you.
Common.
First one to draw blood earns my favor, and points at you, bro.
I will use my bonus action to rage, please.
Alright, this just rallies the drow. The drow are like already beaten up. You can tell that they're tired from sparring this guy. But that is enough motivation for them. So they start running forward. And as this guy runs at you, Brew, he shoots you with a hand crossbow. And it bounces off you for 3 points of piercing damage. Make a constitution save against poison.
We are immune to poison.
Oh yeah. Just don't even worry about the save. Another one runs forward. This guy dashes. Just charges up to you with a short sword drawn. A giant spider's going to dash over here. And the drow are just crying out. They're kind of unruly and they seem kind of giddy. And most of them are drawing short swords and just running in just a bit recklessly. They're just crying out. They all take the dash action. Giant spiders seem to move around to the side, out of view. Pavel.
Can I frostbite the first one that came into range?
Yeah, if you can see one, go for it. Alright, he runs forward and this ice starts to form up around him. Gah! He cries out, he falls backward and his arm just shatters into ice. The shock of that kills him instantly.
Nice.
Pistol's already out, commoner special, and I'm going to shoot that. I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna keep on shooting drow. So if I kill one, I'm just gonna aim at another drow.
Alright, we're just one attack at a time, so you can decide which target you're gonna select every time you attack. That hits. And he just meets your bullet and collapses to the ground dead.
Excellent.
That's a miss. That hits. And he also falls back onto the ground, dead. And that is a hit. It's a headshot. He falls back, dead.
After that, I'm gonna use my interactive object to take out Tirlime and just get a ready stance of fighting.
Alright, even though multiple drow are being cut down, they just keep on coming. This guy runs forward and he just dashes up to Brew.
Really wish I'd been right after Baru.
This guy moves up and he takes a shot at Brew with a hand crossbow. It hits for 3 piercing. The next guy runs up. He will shoot at Brew. That hits for 2 piercing damage. This drow takes a dash action. Another drow takes a dash action. The ones that are getting near are drawing short swords as they're running, getting ready to engage in melee. Darius.
I'll rush forward to here. So I think that's my maximum movement. And from there, I do believe. Yeah, we got a few. Okay, a couple options. The one just south of Brew, I will try and toll the dead, clanging the hilt of the whip against my shield.
The drow immediately collapses onto the floor.
That's satisfying.
Alright, Drenarith with his long swords, he starts spinning them around, and then he kind of flicks them around, he sheaths them both, and then he draws 2 scimitars instead. As he draws them, you can see a lick of poison coat the blades. And he does a hand signal to one of the giant spiders. He takes a dodge action.
Smart.
He also runs, he doesn't even move actually, he just stays there. Or maybe he'll run forward a little bit. Alright, a giant spider crawls over to him. And it too will dodge. It looks like he's getting ready to jump on its back.
Oh man, interesting.
This spider moves forward and it's going to shoot web at Brew. Big ball of web sprays out from its mouth. And that's going to miss you, Brew. You've got cover.
Ooh.
Oh wait.
Low.
Yeah, 19 AC. Yeah, that puts you on 21 with cover. Right, now the drow runs forward. This guy takes a dash action and he charges you, Brew. And more. They're just running for it. This guy breaks away more to the south of the hall. And here comes another one.
Come on, get over here. You two, come on. Who wants some?
Roll.
What's up?
They just cry out, Gah! All trying to draw first blood.
So Roland steps out and you just hear him kind of humming to himself.
I feel like this is a very Bugs Bunny moment. You're just like dum 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 dum.
I think I can just take all them out and then, because he's gonna have advantage anyway from dodging, so will his spider buddy. So I think that maximizes my damage. So we'll fireball right there. One charge of my wand. Ooh, that's a spicy one.
Every single drow in that area drops to the ground. You completely clear the area. They are incinerated. They turn to ash. Something else happens in that area. There's like a weird glimmer in this area for a brief moment. Just a strange little sparkle. Maybe. Could be someone invisible. Anyway, every single drow in that area is now dead. Well, every drow that you're aware of in that area is now dead.
Every drow that I can see is dead in that area. Alright, bonus action. I think we're good on bonus actions for now. Just gonna kind of step back around this corner, and that's my turn.
Even with this big blossom of fire erupting in the hallway, illuminating the scorched corpses of 7 drow or 6 drow, it doesn't deter the other ones. They just keep on running in. This guy just charges at Brew, and the final one charges at Brew. Dash action.
So they're suicidal. Okay.
They all think they're going to be the one to get first blood. Dagger.
Okay, let's try something. I'm going to shoot my crossbow at Drenith. I mean, not my crossbow, my short bow.
Okay, you have advantage. That is a direct hit.
Nice.
He can't dodge against what he can't see. And that arrow just plucks straight into him. It catches his side and bright red blood streaks his studded leather. He grabs onto the wound and looks down and looks up at you, Dagger, and then he calls out, "Ha! Coward! Fight me with a blade!"
Why, when we can kill you from so far away?
Come back over here.
I mean, I'm sure Dagger feels much the same.
Yeah.
Scan.
Gonna move up there, and then we're gonna try and produce flame at this guy down here.
That is a hit. And this guy just like runs forward and he kind of like explodes. He flies through the air. His arms are flailing. That was a massive produced flame. Ah! Like he's launched 5 feet in the air.
That was almost maxed out.
It's like Power Rangers when they get hit. They're like rah! Flying through the air, like over dramatically.
Oh man.
Brew.
Oh, what the heck. I'll chop down these drow right in front of me here. First, the one...
That's a hit. And you just sunder him in two. That's a hit. And you cut him in half.
And...
That is a good
just
idea.
move up a bit.
We've killed a lot of drow.
Then I'll do my best, oh, what's his name? Crocodile Dundee, and go to Drenwith and be like, "Oh, you call that a blade? This is a blade."
Alright, this giant spider comes crawling around
You're
the corner.
going to do a bad Australian accent to an Australian guy?
yeah, I realized that as I was halfway through. I was like, "Oh, this might not come off."
Drenwith shakes his head and just looks disappointed in you, Brew. And a giant spider comes crawling around the corner and leaps at you, but it misses. And you're not sure how this happened, but all of a sudden Zarin is right at Drenwith, and he's got his dagger up to his throat.
Oh, I think I
He's
fireballed
somehow
Zarin.
snuck up there. Oh, he doesn't. He looks completely unscathed.
Okay.
Do not move. One move,
Man.
and I will cut your jugular.
Drenwith smiles. Haha. Well played. And he drops his scimitars on the ground. He surrenders.
Oh man.
Aww.
I think we've killed everything but the giant spiders and him though, so.
The giant spider's back up. And Zarin takes his poison dagger off Drenwith's neck, and Drenwith just kinda... He's got a little trickle of blood dripping down his neck. He backs away as well. And Zarin looks down at the blades, and then he takes his mask off again. Now, that was hardly uncalled for. And goddamn, elf! You almost blew me up with that fireball. He looks at you, Roland.
Well, if you had told us you would be joining us in the fight instead of, doing what you did, perhaps that wouldn't have happened. Oh, and I'm not an elf.
Drenwith, Auvryndar, I, Zarin Daragon, challenge you to single combat. Alright, as Zarin's saying this, Dagger. Do you have Thieves' Cant?
Yes.
You notice that Zarin is doing something with his hand. He's ushering you to surround Drinarith. He wants to set an ambush so that when the combat erupts, you guys just absolutely destroy him pretty much, like to surprise him, create a distraction. There's nothing loyal about this guy. There's nothing honorable about this guy. You can tell immediately
I can embrace that.
his roguish
Okay.
nature.
We fought to win, not fair.
Pick up your blades, Drinarith. I will use but a single dagger. Challenge me.
I'm gonna go invisible and then go back behind him.
Okay. The spiders all just sort of back up, and Drinarith, he signals the spiders away, and he sweeps up both scimitars. Very well. I am but hurt, but I don't need to be at full strength to defeat yet another traitor. And he picks up his scimitars and he starts like spinning them around. He's really good with a blade. He's just like spinning them around, doing all sorts of freaky shit. And Zarin and him start to circle around each other. And Zarin kind of, at the last second, just throws something at Drinarith's eyes. You don't catch what it is. It looked like blood, but it distracts Drinarith enough that you guys can surprise him. Let's roll initiative again. Him and all the spiders are surprised. What is this? My eyes, they burn! What have you done, you traitorous bastard? Roland.
Well, I mean, can you really be a traitor if you're never part of the organization to begin with? And I'll just viciously mock him. Yeah, let's do that.
Your hair is stupid.
You are a fool.
And
Believe that this would be a fair fight.
he just yells out, "Ah! You fool! You are the fool! You have poisoned your honor in the name of love!" My head hurts.
But I don't give a shit about love.
Scam.
I will scooch up here. Do I have a clear shot on him from here, or is Zarin in the way?
There is cover.
We'll do that then. And then we'll produce flame.
Alright, despite him being like kind of stunned and blinded from whatever Zarin threw in his face, he still reacts quick enough, and he does a little spinning misty flip jump to the side, and he completely dodges the produce flame. And he dodges that gif.
I can't get it to work.
Alright,
It's not ending in dot.
unfortunately,
That's why.
Drinarith is no longer surprised. But
Yeah.
you can still sneak attack him, Dagger. That is a hit.
Nice. A really strong sneak attack, probably.
Alright, as he comes off of that spinning jump, Dagger, you just stick him in his side. And he chokes and scoffs and coughs out blood. You and he can't even speak. Tries to call out some sort of insult.
Disengage.
He already signals for the spiders to attack. Once the spiders realize what's up, at the moment they're surprised. Darius.
Seeing the spiders start to move in, I'm going to completely ignore the bleeding drow and just be like, this is going to be a thing, isn't it? And I'll step up to this one and gaze at him with my warrior's eye, planar warrior eye, and attack twice.
That's a hit. You whip off a leg of that spider. A couple of legs. And that's another hit. You rip off another couple of legs of the spider and the spider's almost dead. Pavel. Zarin turns like to you if you go for Generith and he'll say, "He's mine."
Whatever.
I wasn't even. I was like, whatever. Pavel's just gonna point at his gun at the spider and sharpshooter, spin it around, you know, a little trick, and yeah, try and shoot him.
That's a hit. And you almost kill the spider instantly, just all of his eyes just explode. Spider blood splatters all over the ground.
Gonna shoot this one right over here.
Kill like one first.
Bit of an underarm fire there, Pavel. Crit!
Probably killed that one.
And you don't quite kill it. Very close.
Carrying with dagger says like, fine, I'll kill this one, and just point at it and like, I don't know, I'm just shooting. That
is a miss. You get the iron side of the pistol kind of caught on the underneath of your clothes when you put it under your arm. It kind of tugs and it rips some of your clothing.
Oh man, I gotta get that fixed. Scam.
You never learned how to sew. And then you just like, it gets caught even more, so you get frustrated and you just fire and you just blow a hole through the material, finally freeing the pistol.
Man.
Alright, Zarin just smiles. Your mother is next.
According to my family murder, he's a nephew.
It's all the same with these nobles. Just don't quote me on that. And then he just slices Drineth Auvrindar's throat. And he spins the short sword around again, and then he sheaths it. Then he pulls out a light crossbow and he fires it at this giant spider with his second attack, switching between weapons. And he just sinks a bolt into the giant spider. The giant spider sinks onto the ground dead.
Ooh, that is a nasty poison damage.
He then jumps back and uses his bonus action to dash. Brr.
Step on up here. Get all reckless.
Spiders like don't even know what's going on yet. That hits. It's like this is all happening within a span of 6 seconds, so it's just like 6 seconds, everything's dead. Another spider drops to the ground. And that is a hit. Nice. And you cleave through that spider too.
Just mopping up your good work there, buddy.
Thank you.
Everything is dead. Except for this spider. It jumps on Dagger and tries to bite her. And it does. It bites you for 6 points of piercing damage. No uncanny dodge?
I was muted. Yes, uncanny dodge.
Alright. You reduce that down to 3. The poison doesn't affect you. Rolling.
Alright, I'll play a tune on the guitar, fire flicking along the fingers as I strum, and then toss the fire at that giant spider.
And a direct hit. It just explodes from the guitar and slams into the spider, burning away all of its fur and almost killing it.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Scam.
And I produce limited.
Direct hit.
See, that one ends in GIF, and it's still not working. It just does not like this.
The spider is hit. It only glances it, but it's almost about dead anyway. Dagger. That is a hit. And
Ignore the sneak attack.
it's still alive. It's just suffering at this stage.
I'm going to disengage.
Darius.
You know what? I'll just drop a toll of dead on it.
Whew.
Wow.
The spider just disintegrates. Melts away.
All right, that's one. That is a blade master down. Nice work, everyone.
I do believe that proves our intentions, at least.
That was very good. Tazarak should be nearby. They will be interrogating him. It is best you take care of that situation. I do not wish to compromise my position. Through that door is where they will have him nearby. I will scout the area to the south to make sure it is all clear, to make sure that Veron has given me a clear path. And he,
And by the way, if you do turn invisible again, well, it's no skin off my teeth if I hit you with another fireball.
I'll take that as a compliment, but I was not invisible.
Oh, he was just sneaking. Damn. Okay.
Damn.
Do we want to go stealth mode?
I mean,
We could try.
I'm going invisible.
If we can. Yeah, let's see what this guy has on him real quick.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, you also notice that Zarin really does not seem to be interested in any treasure because Dinnerith has a obsidian scarab, first of all, with the insignia of House Auvryndar. And then
I've been collecting those as we go along. That's all I've been really caring about.
their junk value is 25 gold piece. Not that anyone probably want to actually buy it because it's a scarab. Maybe someone.
Yeah.
But it is obsidian, so it's worth something. And he has this wicked looking scabbard. It's platinum inlaid, and it's made of some sort of black metal, and it has these like a spider web pattern on it. And there are some carnelians set into the scarab. It's worth 750 GP.
Let's go with the bag of holding. Or party loot, whatever. Which is the bag of holding. Cool. His swords don't look amazing or anything.
They're very well looked after, but they don't look magical.
Not much of a blade master if he didn't have a magical weapon.
Well, if maybe he was so good he didn't need that.
His corpse cries.
Well,
Is that a platinum inlaid scarab or a sheath?
It's a scarab is in like a scarab is in a
Scabbard,
weapon.
I think.
Scabbard? What did I say? Scarab. A scabbard. Yeah.
Okay.
He had scarab on the mind.
Yeah. Scabbard. That one. Weapon sheath. Alright, looking around this room, there's a very large fireplace. And the fireplace looks like it's collapsed. Rubble chokes it. Other than that, there's well, there were 2 doors. One to the south that Zaren's gone through. These doors to the north were supposed Tazarak is being interrogated, and then there's just like a heap of furniture, wrecked furniture lying in a pile here. Looks like they've kind of cleared the room for training. There's also this massive fresco which kind of stands out because I mean it's cracked and it looks kind of, you know, it hasn't been maintained whatsoever or repaired, but it seems to be a depiction of Menzoberranzan, or maybe another very large drow city in the Underdark. It doesn't actually say what city it is, but you see all these sprawling stalactites and these houses that look very unique.
Probably safe to assume it's Menzoberranzan. So
Yeah, it's like this. It's like a very cyclopean-looking town, like city. No, Brew, that does not mean there's lots of cyclopses going. You know, when that's explained to Brew, there's like Brew's probably looking for cyclopses.
They all have 2 eyes. What do you mean?
So, yeah, there are just more of these 12-foot high arched doors here. They've got the same kind of spider web handles.
I say we open the door, let Scamp do the early legwork, and then...
You mean Dagger?
Yes.
You don't want me in front of me.
Scant will do some legwork, like tripping over stuff.
It's alright,
Ren-
you're still new, don't worry about it.
Ren, wherever you are, please just do what you do. And is the door locked, or is it just like open?
It doesn't have a locking mechanism.
I will try to stealthily push it open.
I'll extinguish my light.
Okay. Alright, it's all clear up here, Dagger. It's just a hallway. Again, 20 foot wide, 20 foot high, arch ceiling, and you see a door off to your right, and there's another door at the end of the hall.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can hear anything through this door.
Make a perception check.
The screams of tortured victims.
You hear the screams of tortured victims. A single tortured scream. Ah! Ah! And you can make out some voices in Elvish.
Tell us what you know. You are House Freth, yes?
Ah! Then you can hear like this zapping sound.
Oh,
I'm going
we
to
know how
try
to keep
to-
you alive long enough to experience all the pain you could imagine without killing you. We will feed you. We will allow you to live. You'll be judged in the eyes of Loth, and you will live the rest of your days suffering. Ah! Ah!
I'm going to try to stealthily open the door.
Make a stealth check. Creep it open ever so slightly. You peer into this room, and the screams are very, very loud. The place kind of looks like it was a kitchen or something, because there's a big oven against the eastern wall, but mostly empty. You just see it's like a little closet, this little beady looking demon. It's shooting rays of frost at this guy who's a male drow stuck to a chair with spider web. And there is a drow mage who's wearing one of these black robes embroidered with the spider web pattern. He's overlooking the closet, and he's the one asking the questions. And there's also 2 other drow warriors observing the interrogation. They stand against the west wall with weapons drawn, just smiling and making jokes to each other like this is the best entertainment they've had all day. So there are 3 drow, 1 quasit, 1 mage, 2 warriors. Judging from their armor, these guys are the well-trained elite warriors as well.
Okay, I am going to stealthily go back to them.
And you quietly close the door.
Okay, and I'm going to tell them that I'm going to try to shoot at one of them and bring them back to us.
Sounds good.
Alright.
See.
I'll extinguish my light.
Okay.
Is that a good idea?
Yes.
Yes, that's a very good idea.
So I'm going to try to stealthily open the door and
Alright.
shoot one of them.
Yeah, you slip in. You're able to like slip in. Did you want to like leave the door ajar or just close it behind you?
Leave it. Leave it ajar just enough so I won't have to use an action to go through it.
Yeah, you can slip through, and yeah, you just step there. You can hear the tortured screams once more, and we're gonna need to move around a little bit. There you go. And yeah, they're completely unaware that you're there. So I'll roll initiative. I won't worry about rolling everyone else in at the moment because everyone will be surprised as well. And then I'll roll everyone else in at the next turn. So dagger. Choose your victim. Ah! Ah!
Let's see. I'm just gonna come. Let's come right here.
Where is he?
The drow says.
I'm going to shoot him.
Hit. All of a sudden,
Woo!
there's just like this mist that washes over the tortured drow's face, and he kind of blinks a little bit.
And since I had time to do this,
And you hear the drow just say,
You can ask me all the questions you want. I'll not tell you shit.
and then the other drow like looking confused, like something's just happened, and the quasit is just stained red, and the drow mage, he kind of turns towards you, Dagger, and you've embedded the crossbow bolt directly into his nose, and it's kind of jut up through the side of one of his eye sockets and out the top of his head, and he just like completely collapses onto the ground, instantly killed.
Nice.
One shot.
At
Come
the end
and
of
get
your
me,
turn,
boys.
Dagger, I'll just I'll roll initiative and we'll just take it from the top. You do become visible, so the drow, they still only have just noticed you, and they're just like absolutely astounded. They're just mouthing the drow words for what the f. Tazarak starts chuckling. Yes, it is funny, isn't it? So, any bonus action or movement, Dagger?
yep, I'm going to say to them in Drow, come and get me.
Kill that
and-
fresh bitch!
They say.
What? Fresh Prince? What?
Come here.
Hi, Dagger. Run.
And that's it.
Alright, I'm just going to roll everyone else into initiative. They'll all go through their round surprise and not do anything. So, back to you, Dagger.
Oh! Darn.
Whoa.
Oh
What
wait,
the f-
Whoa.
just make everyone disappear.
Yeah, it just went
See.
dark.
Did not mean to
I
do
was
that.
like, what did I do?
Dag, you done so much damage that you just wiped everyone out of existence.
What have I told you about snapping your fingers?
Dag, with great power comes great responsibility.
Actually, I'm just going to come back in and I'm going to shoot.
Just open the door and shoot another one.
Yeah,
Please
shoot
crit.
him.
Please crit.
I hope, please.
Because you have advantage again, right? Well, I guess it wouldn't matter.
You wouldn't have advantage because they've already gone their
Oh,
first
okay.
turn. That does hit. You hit him with the arrow, glances his studded leather armor, and
I have just enough movement to come out here.
okay.
That's it.
Brew.
Bonus action to trigger Sun Death.
Okay. Did I even take the light away? I did. Let me put it back. Ooh, you ignite the sword once more.
And charging something, or shouting something. Rawr. Where are they?
Through there.
Okay. I see two in here, and I'll just kind of glare at them. Hey, you guys want to fight?
Indeed. This little quasit is just like completely red, covered in its summoner's viscera, and it just screams. And it gets so frightened that it just like turns invisible, and you hear it like kind of slam into the nearby fireplace. It seems like run up the fireplace.
Bad day for Quasit.
Rolling.
There. No, I can't. Yeah, this is kind of. I am going to. Well, they're probably gonna go. I'm gonna use my action to use my Pearl of Power and regain a 3rd level spell slot from when I use tongues, and then no bonus action at this time. That's it.
Scam.
I'll just hold a frostbite for if one of them happens to come into view in range.
Pavel.
I am going to dash. And that's where I end.
Darius.
I can't see shit.
They're in another room.
Yeah.
They're in the next room over.
So that would be my 30,
Oh, you've moved 20 because you just stood in someone's place. So you got, if you dash, you got 40 feet left.
40 feet. Puts me right there.
You-
Cool.
There's someone there. You probably don't see him, but Dagger's there.
I can us. Oh. Oh, how about there?
Okay. Alright, these drow just stop what they're doing, and then one of them just points, "You stay there!" as he threatens Tazarak, and just runs at Brew with a short sword, and he attacks. And he hits for 9 piercing damage. And he attacks again, and he hits for 6 piercing damage. And this drow does the same thing. He rushes Brew. He attacks, hitting for 7 piercing damage. And he makes another attack, missing. Tazrake is just going to he's going to try and get out of these webs, but he just ends up kind of falling over on the chair, landing prone. Tagger.
Okay. Can I get here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll stab him with my rapier then.
That misses. He parries
Damn
you
it.
off.
Okay, disengage.
Brew.
All right. Slide around. And the one who is due north of me, I'd like to attempt to sort of kick him
As
in
you
the
move
back.
away, you're hit for 7 piercing damage. Drow
Oh, that
attacks you.
guy.
He lunges at you.
You guys sure are stabby. Brew looks down at all the stab wounds in his thick gut, and like crossbow bolts sticking out of it. And then I'd like to try to shove this guy prone, who's in front of me.
Okay. And he tries to get out of the way, but he tumbles and falls straight down to the ground.
And then I'll swing at him.
That hits. You bring down the flaming sword and direct hit. The Quasar is going to try and hide in the chimney. Rolling.
Alright, let's see. 30 feet. Ooh, still can't see anything. I'm gonna use my action to dash. Move up to Pavel. And,
Oh, this door is still ajar, by the way. You could, like... you may want to redo your movement, because I'm guessing someone would have properly opened it by this stage.
okay, well, let's see.
I don't think anyone said it, but you may have been able to see them from where you started.
30 would have put me there.
Yeah.
No, I would still dash. To do what I want to do, I'll dash to. So that's. I still have 25 feet of movement after that. I will hold my hand out over. I'll hold my hand out over Pavel's gun again and whisper another blessing. Whisper for another blessing of Tadmora. Flip a coin and cast Holy Weapon on his pistol yet again.
Alright, the coin lands on the pistol and infuses with it as it locks onto the handle and starts to glow.
Alright, buddy, it's all you. And I'm going to
Thank you.
use the rest of my movement to kind of move around the corner. So it's hard to see me. And that is my turn.
Scam.
Do I have sight enough on this prone guy from where I'm at?
Yep,
I
3
don't
quarters.
know if okay. I'm gonna frost bite him. As soon as I find it in my thing.
He resists. Pavel.
And this is where it begins again. I'm aiming at this one while he's down. Sharpshooter. Hopefully rack up that damage. It's a gamble, but yeah.
Alright, you do have advantage.
Huh!
The gamble pays off immediately.
Forgot I have holy weapon too.
Oh yeah.
He just looks at you as this gun is glowing with radiant energy. And he says in Elvish, "Who are you?" And then you just hit him in the shoulder and just like almost rip his entire arm off. Cries out in agony.
I have no idea what you said. Ah, man. Oh, no, I did maybe.
You have advantage. That hits. And he just hit him in the head and just blows his brains out.
I don't even know what you're saying, punk. Blows his head off.
I'm gonna aim in of this one with that sharpshooter because I need to bring on the damn.
Good
He
call.
jumps to the side and he's able to avoid that attack. And he
How'd you-
dodges your bonus action as well. He just kind of hits the barrel away with his buckler.
I haven't done my other. It's my 4th attack yet.
Oh
Or did
yeah,
I?
your bonus action. No, you haven't done the bonus action yet.
Ah, god damn it. Okay, so that's still
That's a
count,
26.
or no?
That's a hit. Oh, did you click the wrong one?
Okay, but
Oh, it's
yeah,
the
I
same.
accidentally
You
clicked
just
the
get an
block and I
extra
couldn't-
46 radiant damage onto
plus
it.
1.
Okay.
Oh yeah, for that.
Oh yeah, it'll still be
Plus
on there.
one,
Just
that'll
plus
be-
1. Alright, this
Just
this
plus
bullet he doesn't avoid and he's looking hurt.
And yeah, now I need to waste it. Okay, and that'll be in my turn.
Darius.
I'm assuming that's the guy we're here to rescue.
Yep, he's on the ground sideways. He's tied to a chair with web ropes.
Alright. I will glare over my shoulder, giving my planar stare at the enemy drow, and just unleash. Oh, that's my miss.
That is a miss. And that is a crit.
Nice.
Does the Planar Warrior get doubled as well, or is it just
Yeah, it's an attack.
cool? So
Alright, you just whoosh, whip around his arm and just rip off a big chunk of flesh with the force damage. Then you whip it around again, crack him in the ribs, and you hear all of his bones start to break. And
and that
What's-
extra 5 is the vicious part of the whip.
it's an extra 2d6.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, and his you can just hear multiple bones breaking from this whip, and the force damage is sinking through his stud leather armor. He's close to death.
Vicious.
He spins around and slashes at you, Darius. And that misses. And then he turns to Pavel and tries to attack. And he clips you for 6 piercing damage. And with that, he attempts an escape. He starts running out of the hole, provoking from anyone whose reach he leaves. Darius, Brew, Dagger.
Oh, hello there.
Dagger. He runs into your rapier. And yeah, he's dead. He just like runs straight into your rapier.
What an idiot.
I imagine him running, turning the corner, and it's like it's the thing you didn't see. And it's just like pierces through him before you even realize it's happening.
Well done, everyone.
A voice calls out from behind you all. It's Zarin. Without his mask. Now let's see if his loyalty has held up. And he starts marching towards him.
It sounded like it anyway.
He has a short sword drawn. He goes over behind the chair. He lifts the chair up, puts him back upright, and places the short sword on his neck. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Boop.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Great session.
Yeah.
Deep in the drow stronghold. Awesome sauce.
I think we've learned that in order for Dagger / Ren / whatever name she decides to call herself on any given day.
I have many names.
Yeah.
Many.
Depending on, I think we need to just let she of many names to just go off on her own to get her assassinate ability. We'll be surprised too, but oh well. If she can do 70 damage,
Worth it.
Yeah,
I
well,
think it's worth it.
the stealth checks
Well,
just
we
have
just
to
need-
beat their passive perception, so
Yeah.
yeah, others
I was
good.
gonna say we also have to or come up with a way to signal instead of just doing.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah. I'll pick up message with my next cantrip.
Scamp might be able to prepare something that could help at higher level. I think.
I can.
Can you?
Out of curiosity,
There is a spell that lets everyone Rary's telepathic bond, or maybe that's not
Telepathic
druid.
bond.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that's only wizards though.
Oh, okay. Well, Scamp, start
I-
start multi-classing.
I'm curious.
It's only wizards. Never mind. Ignore.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Prestidigitation allows you to create a mark that stays on people up to an hour. Correct? Like a spot or something.
I think so.
It's benign. Would theoretically, if you decide to drop the constant, drop that, just choose to not have it there anymore, could you use that as a signal? Basically, make her hand turn a different color, and then just drop it as the 1, 2, 3 go section. Would that work in theory, or is that going well beyond with the spell capabilities?
She doesn't have prestidigitation though. How'd that work?
But Roland does.
So if I cast it on her and then, but see, that's the thing. It's only a one-way communication at that point. We need to get sending stones. Would it be? Would we be able to get sending stones that like six sending stones that all connect to the same channel, I guess, for lack of a better word? Or would
I
we
think
need
they're
a
only
lot of
they're
pairs?
two-way. It's only
Damn, so
two
it's like a
stones.
lot of
Barriers. Yeah.
And they're once per day.
But yeah,
Oh,
someone else
okay.
could try and stealth up with her, or you can think of something else to let you know when she's
Alright.
gonna strike.
Piece of string.
with a can on.